you don't have to know the algorithm. You don't have to nail the thumb. You don't have to nail the headline. Like, subscribers mean nothing. The only thing that matters is...
How do you think your content strategy has changed in the last 12 months? Because I can, from afar, I can see some of the adjustments.
Yeah.
Caleb's not here today, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, the team's bigger now.
Yeah.
I mean, how big is the media team now?
Say like 9 maybe.
9
is it?
people?
9? Yeah, it's 9, and then we have some vendors. So probably, if you included their teams, probably like 15 or 16, somewhere in there.
Okay.
I mean, I think the big thing is like, we try and focus on content that only we can make. That's the big single throughput line. If someone else can make this piece of content, I don't want to make it. And so that's why we try and we call them, 1 of 0 stories, which is like something no one else can do. And so like no one can talk about like how they bought a teeth whitening chain and then like implemented a new sales process and then 5x'd it. No one can say that because that's such like, no one did that. I did that. And so someone might be like, here's how here's a breakdown of Coca-Cola's business model. But like, I'm not going to do that because someone else can do that. But this is the stuff that I can do. So it's going to be more capturing out what we're literally doing, because I think the more people saw what we actually do in companies, one, it would get even better deal flow for us. But also it's more unique than I think what most people do. So that's kind of like us trying to play more to our strengths, which is like our day-to-day is our strength. And we almost diverted from our strength to create content to just like learn this game. But as our infrastructure gets bigger and better, we're leaning more and more. So we just bought a big headquarters here in Vegas. And so we're going to be centralizing the whole media team. And that'll be our big media headquarters. And so
You got the gym in there too, right?
Yep.
Yep.
We have a whole floor.
Nice.
And so there's going to be a ton of new content we're going to be pushing out. Because it's funny, because like right now people would probably be like, it's so crazy to even say this, but they're like, you've made it. You're at like the pinnacle of content. I'm like, dude, we literally haven't even started. Like the amount of stuff that we're planning on doing for like 2024 is bananas.
I can't wait.
It's gonna be like, we will be pushing out a lot of content and it will be really good.
Yeah.
Because you said one thing earlier, but I love this statement, but it's like the second throughput would be like too good to fail. Because that buddy of yours, Ken, it's like, you don't have to know the algorithm, in my opinion. Like if the piece is good enough, you don't have to nail the thumb, you don't have to nail the headline. If people start watching it and they're like, this is so good, they will share it, they will keep watching it, and they will come back and watch the next time. Because what happens is, like, if you think about the human behavior side of it, if you over deliver like crazy on one video, the next time you post a video, that person will click it. And they don't even look at the thumb, they don't look at the headline. They're just like, oh, Alex or Eric made another video.
Yeah.
It must be good because all the other videos are good.
Yeah.
And I think it's more important to have fewer good pieces than more mediocre pieces.
Dude, so here's where I'm coming from. Looking at Ken's, during the pandemic, he had videos that would get a couple 100,000. And that's when you know you're doing pretty well with each video. Neil, same deal. He had a couple 100,000. Some videos would get 1 million views or so. And then same deal for me, a couple hundred. This is like 4 or 5 years ago. And my thesis here is that you have to be in the good graces of YouTube, and you have to be you cannot stop, right? And because those guys, Neil stopped, Ken stopped, I stopped, we're in this box right now where I look at Neil's YouTube, I'm like, dude, your views are the same shit from the last couple of years ago, but you're only getting like 5-10K views, right?
Yeah.
So I think there's this penalty box almost.
I think it's so in my opinion, all social media has switched to the TikTokification of social media. I actually think it's good, because what it does is like subscribers mean nothing. Yep. Followers on Instagram mean nothing. They're literally just a vanity metric now. And so the only thing that matters is click, retain, reward. That's it. And it doesn't matter what the platform is, they're all the same. Is like, did you get them to click? Did you get them to watch? And did you get them to come back?
Yeah.
That's it. And so the algorithm, like, it also, by doing that though, it makes it, there's never been a better time to start, because in the earlier days when it was subscriber based, it was basically like an email list. Like, you build a subscriber base and then they push out your stuff to subscribers, but they don't do that anymore at all. And now it's just like, they do lookalike audiences based on what they predict someone will like your thing or not. And so you could be a brand new account and have your first video do 10 million on the first upload ever, which I think in some ways is like a great equalizer, and it makes the content king.
Yeah. And so actually going to the shorts for a second, you're a team of 16 people.
Yeah.
What % of your work with you and your team goes, you think, into shorts versus the long form stuff?
I mean, my shorts for me is like almost no work. That's all the team.
Okay.
That's all them.
So they're cutting up your long form
Yeah,
stuff.
that's almost the majority of it. We did direct to camera stuff early to kind of like kickstart things, but it is. I can't remember the last direct to camera shoot we did.
Because direct camera versus it's a different setup.
Different
and
experience.
so like you're no more direct to camera.
Not that I'm not against it. It's just that they've got enough other stuff, and I prefer the other stuff because I think it's more like organic.
Yeah.
But the director camera stuff, the usability per minute of footage is highest. Whereas if like we do a vlog day, they're going to get 3 or 4 shorts from a full day, but they got to go through like 8 hours of content. Whereas if I do like 2 hours of direct to camera, we have like 100 shorts.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
And so what about from this? This you'd pull like what, like 20, 15 shorts?
You would know.
Yeah, it all depends. Like, say like
10, 20 shorts. Okay.
Yeah, really 10-ish.
So you go for 2 hours or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. And your spend a year ago was like, I think like 120 grand a month. Like, what do you think that looks like now?
It's probably double.
Okay. So 240.
Yeah.
And are you getting paid on AdSense, any of this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, not enough to make it bad.
It doesn't equal it out. Okay.
No, it doesn't equal it out.
But it's okay. The deal flow is good.
Yeah. No, yeah. Like, media's just like a loss leader if you want to consider it from that perspective. We lose money on media, which is funny because people are like, he makes money on his $2 book, which by the way, Amazon takes, you get paid like 30 cents on a book. That's $2. But anyways, that just goes to fund the money losing media team. And I say that with absolute love. You know what I mean? But that's, I mean, all marketing loses money until it makes you money. Like that's, you know,
it's a long game.